Hello everyone, welcome to the video. A while back I made a Nintendo Iceberg video and it was not received very well. A lot of the information was incorrect or just made up and I did very little research. So I've decided to take all the feedback I got from that video plus a few brand new entries and redo this video. This will be split into two parts, but we will dive deep into the Nintendo Iceberg to cover things as simple as L is real to Sonic EXE.
This is Editing Alex right here, just to let you know that yes, I know that Sonic is not a series made by Nintendo, therefore Sonic EXE will not be on the Iceberg. I'm just letting you all know so you guys don't think I'm stupid. Yes, I do know that it is not a Nintendo series. I somehow wrote this in the script and recorded it without even realizing that it's not a Nintendo series. I apologize, it won't happen again. Enjoy the rest of the video.
To the most obscure urban legends such as Polybius, the game that the CIA created to attempt to mind control people. But before we get started, let me ramble for about 30 seconds because I got a Patreon. If you want custom merch, exclusive polls, and things like this days before I release them to YouTube, I also make music, so you can see some exclusive behind the scenes of me making music in the studio and hear those songs before I release them to YouTube. And it is only a minimum of $2 a month. Link will be in the description below if you want to support the community. Enjoy the video. We started off our iceberg with the most surface level basic stuff that most every Nintendo fan knows about. In the garden of Princess Peach's castle in Super Mario 64, there is a stone star with some writing on it that appears to say L is Rio 2401. This kept the Mario community wondering for decades as to what it could mean. Theories upon theories were thrown out as to how this could be used to unlock Luigi. Some people tried running around the structure 2,401 times, and others thought collecting 2,401 coins would work. Some people thought this refers to when Luigi was added to Paper Mario. Everywhere fans turned led them to a dead end. Everyone assumed this was just Nintendo trolling us and laughing at our gullibility. That is, until July 23rd of 2020. 24 years and 1 month later, a confirmed model was released by Nintendo confirming that Luigi was originally supposed to be a playable character in the game. Yes, it sucks that he's not actually a playable character, but it's nice to get some closure about it at least. In Pokemon Red and Blue, the Pokemon Mew is normally unobtainable. However, there is a glitch that, if done correctly, lets you easily catch a Mew. First of all, there was a rumor that Mew was hidden under a truck and that's where you could catch him. However, that is not the case. The way you can pull off this glitch is by going to a certain town and a trainer. As soon as the trainer approaches you, you must press start and fast travel back to the center of the town. Then, you go and approach the trainer who has Slowpoke. However, if he approaches you, your game will freeze. After you defeat Slowpoke, you have to warp back to the center of the town again and walk towards the bridge. If done correctly while on the bridge, your pause menu should pop up automatically. Close out of that and you will immediately be thrown into a battle with Mew. The Minus World is exclusive to the original Super Mario Bros. In level 1-2, there's a way you can jump on top of the course, run over it, and get to a place called the Warp Zone, where you can skip ahead and go to other worlds before you're even supposed to. However, the pipe that is in front of this, if you stand on it and do a backwards crouching jump, you should begin automatically moving backwards through the pipe if done correctly. Once you're in the Warp Zone, you can go into any of the pipes, it doesn't matter, and it will take you to a place called World -1. It's just an underwater level where everything looks a bit funky, but if you go through the pipe at the end, it just takes you back to the beginning of the level, leaving Mario stuck here until the timer runs out. The reason why the game does this is because doing this glitch, this game doesn't really know what to do because you're not supposed to get to the Warp Zone that way, so you get sent to the Minus World. In one of the very first trailers of Ocarina of Time, it showed that Link was able to obtain the TetraForce. In the trailer, we can see him in a room with only a chest in it, which by the way, this isn't a room that even exists in the final game, and he opens the chest showing him obtaining the TetraForce. After this, the Zelda community blew up with theories and speculation about if the TetraForce will be in Ocarina of Time and how to obtain it. After the game's official release, fans were disappointed to see that the TetraForce wasn't in the final game, but still led some fans hopeful that it was hidden. Long story short, to save myself some breath and to save you guys some time, no, there's no way you can obtain the TetraForce in this game no matter how hard you try. There's one of two things that could have happened. Either the TetraForce was originally going to be in the game and was later scrapped, or it was never going to be in the game to begin with, since it was such an early trailer and could have been done just to hype the community up. And frankly, I believe the second one a bit more. I think it's more plausible. It's called marketing, guys. Come on. Jumping over the flagpole. I am ending this first tier off with a special bonus entry, one that I'm assuming a lot of people know about as it's pretty surface level stuff, which is why I'm putting it here. Ever since the original Super Mario Bros., people wondered if it was possible to jump over the flagpole. Due to a glitch in the game, it actually is possible. In the first level, 1-1, there is a Koopa. You have to be in a very specific location and wait for the Koopa to walk off the edge. If done correctly, instead of dying, the Koopa will get right back up and walk under the level, and you'll just barely be able to see him. Walk with the Koopa until the end of the level, and at the flagpole, wait until he gets to about a few blocks out and then jump. For some reason, the game counts this as you jumping on the Koopa, which gives you an extra boost you need to jump over the flagpole. However, there is nothing on the other end except for looping terrain until your timer runs out. Missing No is a glitch in the original Pokemon game. The glitch is pulled off by talking to the old man in Viridian City, and then right after you talk to him, immediately fly to Cinnabar Island, because he's old and apparently Ash doesn't care about what he has to say, I don't know. You then start surfing on the east coast of the island, and at some point, if done correctly, a random battle will appear with tons of unnecessarily higher level Pokemon. Keep doing this until you run into this beautiful scramble of code. In Super Mario 64, Mario says a famous line in a Bowser fight, while throwing him into a bomb. The line is, "So long, King Bowser." However, it is commonly misheard as "So long, Gay Bowser."
So long, Gay Bowser.
Mario's voice actor Charles Martinet has confirmed many times that he's not saying Gay Bowser, he's saying King Bowser. In the updated re-release, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, this line is changed.
Bye-bye.
I think this just refers to the fact that if you hold buttons, it will increase the chance of capturing a Pokemon. However, I very well may be wrong, so let me know if I am. Mario is all staged. To compensate for my lack of knowledge with the last entry, I brought in another bonus entry I added for all of you. This is a theory which claims that Mario isn't real and it's all an act. The original Super Mario Bros. Was when the real events actually happened. Mario dreamt those events in the lost levels, and Super Mario Bros. 3 is obviously a staged performance, which is proved by things nailed to the wall and the curtains. This makes sense why there is a camera in every Mario game, and it also makes sense how Mario and Bowser could be mortal enemies in one game and then have fun racing karts and playing tennis in the next. This is referring to an urban legend in the game Super Mario Galaxy 2, which really isn't so urban and not a legend at all because it's been confirmed to be true. In the Shiverburn Galaxy, if you go to first person view and look up at the mountains, you will see 3 figures staring at you, and you can do this at any point in the galaxy and they will always seem just as close as they were before. Won't matter where you are, they'll always appear at the same place. Even creepier, these figures are in the game's files as Hell Valley Sky Trees. Theories upon theories upon theories were created to try to figure out what this is and try to make some sense of it. Everything from it being to ghosts, to aliens, to Slenderman, and even the giants from Majora's Mask. However, the most common and widely accepted theory is they're actually Kodamas. Kodamas are spirits in Japanese folklore which live in trees. If you cut down a tree they are living in, it is said to bring upon bad luck. However, we will really never know what these are, as Nintendo has never said anything about it and most likely never will. Banjo 3E was a game that was shown off at Space World 2000. Well, saying it was shown off is a bit of an overstatement. It really wasn't. Rare just showed some clips of old footage from old games to show the power of the GameCube, which had just come out at around the same time. And yes, while there were a few new clips, that was not saying that there's an entirely new game coming. And then after Rare was purchased by Microsoft, it made the chances of a third one coming out very slim. However, after years, there was a new installment called Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which was totally different than what Banjo 3E would have been because it was received very poorly. To explain Mew 3, I would need to first explain Mew 1 and 2, as well as the whole Mew saga, which would take ages to do and would push this video just a bit over the 10-minute mark, so I will dumb it down for you. In short, in the Pokemon lore, there is a lineage of Mews, so fans thought that in the first game there had to be a secret way to capture Mew 3. Not only is it not in the first game, it's very rarely in any Pokemon game to begin with. In general, Mew 3 is a very mysterious, enshadowed Pokemon in the lore. I'll keep this one short and to the point. Eternal Star is basically just what some fans read on the Stargate in Super Mario 64 other than Elizrio 2401. Master Hand, one of the most powerful and feared beings in the Smash Bros. Canon. However, he is unplayable. That's what was thought, until a glitch in Smash Bros. Melee was discovered where you can actually play at him. You will need to play in 2-player mode for this glitch to work. You need to select a character with player 1, and with player 2 you need to have your cursor on the back and name select at the same time. You press B and A at the same time, let go of A for a second, and then press it again. If done correctly, it'll take you to the level select screen. You can select any of the levels, and if you've done it right, you will spawn in as a Master Hand. This was a secret temple rumored to be an Ocarina of Time, but surprise, it is not. The rumor was made more plausible by a picture of what the Sky Temple could look like, however, that was fake too. The method to reach this temple would be to cheat to pause the day and night cycle and then kill hundreds of star children, and after that, it would spawn a giant skeletal monster, and after defeating that, it would teleport you to the Sky Temple. However, all of this is false. This is referring to a little Easter egg on the game case of Super Mario Galaxy. If you read every letter that has a star next to it, top to bottom, left to right, it will read,
"You are Mr. Gay. Mario."
This is an urban legend in the game Luigi's Mansion. During the blackout part of the game, there will be 3 phones ringing. If you answer the middle one and wait for lightning to strike, you will see something a bit unsettling. The shadow that appears when the lightning strikes makes it look like Luigi has either hung himself or is hanging from the wall or something like that. Of course, this means nothing as it is just a glitch from the angle that the camera is at in this section, but it's still kind of creepy. I am pretty sure this is referring to the fact that Super Mario Galaxy 2 was not included in 3D All-Stars. A lot of people were upset about this because Nintendo included all the other mainline open world Mario games, so why didn't they add Galaxy 2? There will be a lot of these Smash Bros. Fake leaks in the next 2 tiers. This is a leak from Super Smash Bros. 4, basically saying Rayman from Rayman Legends would be in the game released with the DLC pack. However, this was just a myth. No Rayman would actually be put into the game. In 2007, about a month after the release of Super Mario Galaxy for the Wii, a trailer was released confirming it would be coming to the DS. It was shown once you get 121 stars as both Mario and Luigi, you can feed them all to a hungry Luma who will transform into a brand new galaxies, unlocking a whole new portion of the game. It was shown that it could also be played with 2 characters, as Mario and Luigi. And they even showed off how it would look like on the DS. This hyped up all kids from all nations about this upcoming game and itching to hear more. However, that more info would never come, as it was brilliantly faked. This was an Easter egg / urban legend found in GoldenEye 007 for the N64 inside the first level, the dam. Once you've passed the first tower and the enormous dam, head towards the second tower and go down the ladder to your left. This will take you to a small dock, and if you look closely enough through your sniper rifle, you will see a secret island. This was actually originally supposed to be in the game, and you would reach it through a boat, but since it was taken out, the only way you can reach it is by using cheat codes. However, once you get there, there isn't anything to write the president about, as most things don't have collision. This refers to collecting all 100 eggs and getting the ice key in Banjo-Kazooie. Surely, after all that hard work, it will pay off, right? Right? Long! Players were told they would be rewarded by something in the next game, which got players very hyped for Banjo-Tooie. That is, until the idea was scrapped and players were left disappointed with no reward. Or were they? This carries over to the next entry, Stop and Swap. Stop and Swap was a way to transfer data between Banjo-Kazooie 1 and 2 by collecting all those things in Banjo-Kazooie, then swapping out your cartridge for another one. The reason why this works is because the original N64 had a 10-second memory buffer, meaning that after taking the cartridge out, the game's memory would still be in there for the next 10 seconds. So if done quick enough, you can transfer the data. So the reason why Stop and Swap did not work for the Banjo games is because Nintendo scrapped that before Banjo-Tooie could be released, leaving it a mystery. This will be forever unsolved. This is another leak from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. This was saying that Shadow would be released as a DLC in Brawl, however, surprise, he wasn't. That's it. It's literally the whole thing. I think this video from 2011 I found on YouTube summarizes it very nicely. This might be the most infamous leak in Smash history. there was a picture that was posted on Twitter of a Smash wristband. But the interesting thing is on the wristband, there are quite a few characters that either weren't in the game or just haven't been announced yet. In the corner of the picture, there is the Grinch. And this was made right around the time of the movie being released, so that's when people started investigating. This is such a deep but stupid rabbit hole, so I'm not going to cover everything, but if you want to learn more about how this and how people got so fooled so easily that the Grinch would be in Smash, Aaron Itmar has a great video that does a great job at doing just that. I'll link it in the description. I suck at pronouncing things. It was very hard to find any other information about this other than there was an urban legend where in the original 007 game you could play as every person who's played James Bond. Justin Bailey is a cheat code you can use in the original Metroid to play as Samus without her suit on the first playthrough. All you gotta do is go to the password screen, type in Justin Bailey, and nothing but dashes. But this leads fans to wonder, who is Justin Bailey? As it turns out, Justin Bailey isn't really any particular person that this was named after, as it isn't even a cheat code put in by the developers. It's a fluke on the Metroid password system. In fact, there are tons of other cheat codes you can pull off by putting in random names. It's just a glitch with the password system is all. All this is a rumor. Not even a rumor, it's just a misinterpretation and speculation. When a new Pokemon named Meryl was seen but no one knew its name yet, everyone just called it Peekaboo. Why is that, you may ask? I don't know. I'm just kidding. This is because he resembled Pikachu so much but was blue, so everyone just called him Peekaboo. I think this refers to the fact that in Animal Crossing, you can play certain arcade and some NES games within that game. However, it appears that there are some games which you cannot even collect, let alone play. These are probably just textures or something to make it look nice. The TetraForce theory. This is yet another fun bonus one for you, because why not? There are 3 pieces of the Triforce. One is Link, Zelda, and then Ganondorf. But some theorize that there is a 4th piece right in the middle. 4 is a significant number in the Zelda franchise. Majora's Mask has 4 temples, 4 swords, make you play as 4 players, 4 light guardians, and Twilight Princess, etc., etc. So some people think that this 4th piece to the Triforce symbolizes all death and destruction in Hyrule. Something to back this up is that the Shadow Medallion has an upside down Triforce on it. Also, the number 4 in Japan is generally considered as bad luck, as some buildings don't even have a 4th floor. Bill's Secret Garden. This one is not that complicated. In the original Pokemon, outside of Bill the Scientist's house, there is a path looking like it leads somewhere. However, you cannot actually go on the path as there is an invisible wall. Now, maybe it's just me, but I feel like this is just a case of over speculation and like kids having an imagination playing this and being like, oh, I wonder what's that. There's nothing. People tried everything to get there, but no avail. This is just a mystery that remains unsolved, at least for now. This refers to an urban legend regarding the fields outside of Pallet City. People wondered if there was a way to walk through those fields, as they truly did look endless, and even better yet, maybe there would be a reward at the other end of those vast fields. However, there is no such thing. It is possible to walk through them via a glitch, however, but they were never intended to be walked through. Yeah, I am, are you? Following up on You Are Mr. Gay on the cover of Super Mario Galaxy 2, if you read every letter with a star by it, but backwards this time, it will read, yeah, I am, are you? So, you are Mr. Gay? Yeah, I am, are you? I really don't know why it's so much further down and not right next to the first one, but whatever. Poor Waluigi. I mean, Captain Toad got his own game before you did. Captain freaking Toad! When Super Mario 64 DS came out and people saw that Luigi, Yoshi, and Wario would also be in it along with Mario, fans got hyped, thinking there would be a secret way to unlock Waluigi. Sadly, there is not a way to unlock him. He is not in the game. There is a ROM hack where he can be played as in that game, and it works surprisingly well. However, he is not in the official game. Purple prizes. I'll keep this one short and sweet. This refers to a fake article released in the 2000s explaining in detail how to unlock Waluigi in Super Mario 64 DS. Like I've said though, it's fake. In in Super Mario Sunshine in the level Noki Bay, there is something rather strange. In episode 3, Red Coins in a Bottle, if you go all the way down to the stone structure at the bottom, there will be a door. If you position your camera in just the right angle, you will be able to see what's on the other side of this unopenable door. On the other side, there is a book. It is unknown why this book is here. If it was a scrapped item, maybe a shine would be based off of it and Nintendo scrapped it, or maybe they just put it here because why not? We probably will never know, and you would think by now there'd be at least a glitch discovered where you can clip through the door, but there isn't unless there is, and I don't know about it, and if that's the case, let me know. Thanks. This is a theory in the Pokemon universe saying that Yoshi could very well be a Pokemon, and maybe even be related to a Trico, as they kind of resemble each other. And as you can see, Yoshi eggs and Pokemon eggs look very similar. The resemblance is uncanny. There is a whole rabbit hole to this theory with some pretty good arguing points that I do not have enough time to cover in this video, so if you'd be interested in seeing that, Connor the Waffle does a great job explaining that theory in his video. If you want to watch it, link will be in the description. That is the first part of this entry. The other part is when Nintendo revealed the Nintendo Power magazine as an April Fool's Day joke that you could unlock both Yoshi and Luigi in Pokemon. Obviously, since this was an April Fool's Day prank, it was fake, but that didn't stop gullible fans from trying. This refers to what is, in my opinion, one of the creepiest things in gaming history. In the Fire Temple in Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, the music of it resembles a Muslim chant. Now wait, before you run to your N64 and pop in the cartridge in, it won't work, as it's been taken out of almost every version of the game. However, in the very original version, the song you hear is actually sampled from a Muslim chant, which was very controversial, hence why they took it out. Have a listen. I remember I've known about this since I was like 8, and this used to scare me so much when I was younger. Oh, looks like we got another one of these fake Melee characters. In 2002, it was posted that you could unlock Toad in Melee by getting a perfect score during the game's credits sequence. Players tried and tried and tried, but got nothing. Why is that? It's fake, you dingus. This was supposed to be the sequel to Super Mario 64, before it got cancelled. Shigeru Miyamoto later said in an interview that the game itself, Mario 128, was never one physical game, more or less several prototypes for what the next single game could be. And Miyamoto himself really did want a sequel of Super Mario 64. He even said himself that he didn't fit everything in the game that he wanted to because of hardware limitations, so he knew a sequel was no negotiation. To him, it wasn't a matter of if, it would be a matter of when. At Space World 2000, the very first prototype of Super Mario 128 was shown off, and 128 Marios were running around. That's pretty much it. Fast forward a bit, and Super Mario 128 was officially cancelled on March 8th, 2007. So since Miyamoto was so enthusiastic about it in the beginning, why did it get cancelled? Well, he really did want to direct this game, but at the time of the early stages of Mario 128, he was supervising and directing about 10 other games, leaving Mario 128 to collect dust in his office for about 2 years. He kept trying to find some time to finish it, but he was just working on too many things, and it got to the point where not only did the fans outgrow 128 and lose interest, but so did Miyamoto. This is a myth/urban legend in Animal Crossing that terrified fans in the early 2000s. Although it is worth mentioning that it hasn't been confirmed or denied, but the chances of it probably isn't real. Brutus is a purple bulldog who would only visit towns for one night, and unlike any other villagers, he would only speak in binary, and this would ruin that player's game and or save file. Yes, one of the most well-known urban legends in gaming, although I'm not sure why it's so far down because it is very well known. If you don't know about Lavender Town, then you must be Patrick Star because you are living under a rock, my friend. This originated from a creepypasta where the music from Lavender Town in the original Pokemon game was said to have pitches so high that only teenagers and younger could hear it. This would drive these kids to the point of insanity and, for some, even killing themselves. It is said that over 200 kids under the age of 14 killed themselves in Japan because of the song. Now, obviously this is fake, this is just a story, and I think the most obvious thing about it is the fact that I have looked all over the internet and cannot find any proof of 200 kids killing themselves. I would get maybe 1 or 2 not getting much coverage, but over 200, you would think if over 200 kids killed themselves because of the same reason, it'd get some news coverage. I am fairly certain this is referring to the face at the end of World 4-4 in Super Mario 3D Land. If you go past the flagpole and wait for the timer to tick down, a faint ghost will appear. It has been theorized that this is the same thing from Hell Valley Sky Trees in Galaxy 2, but because they do look alike, but chances are it's probably just not a fun little Easter egg. This refers to the fact that you cannot physically beat the Running Man in a race in the game Ocarina of Time. There is a mission where you can race the NPC known as the Running Man, however, you always lose. There is no way you can win. It is literally in the game's code that he will always beat you by a second, no matter how well you're doing in the race. So fans obviously tried to beat the Running Man, but nothing worked because it's in the game's code that you will always lose. Now there is glitches to get ahead of him, but somehow the game freaks out and always says you loses. New Samus. Okay. This sounds a little weird, guys. Stay with me. Don't click off just yet. In the original Super Metroid, when you beat the game, you get to see Samus take her helmet off to find out she's actually a woman. If you beat it in under 3 hours, she takes her body armor off, and if you beat it in under 1 hour, she strips to just her bra and underwear. But anyway, tangent aside, New Samus refers to the fact that they were going to show her completely naked. In the dying animation, you can see her suit break off and see that she's a woman, but she's still wearing a bit of clothes. Originally, the developers wanted to show her naked for just one frame. Obviously, Nintendo, being a company that wants to stay kid-friendly, did not allow this. This refers to the fact that we really don't know what Shy Guy looks like under his mask. Some people think it's a face, some people think they are another character completely, and some people think their masks is their face. Gygus is a fetus. This refers to something in the game Earthbound. The final boss is named Gygus, and if you look at his third form, it kind of looks like a fetus in a way. Now, this is where a lot of people call this theory off and say, oh, it's just a coincidence, but some people think that the entire boss is a metaphor for abortion. Considering you have to go back in time to defeat his first form, when you get there, you have to walk through this place that kind of looks like the female reproductive system, and Gygus appears to be in an ovary. This could all be a coincidence, or it could be something deeper. If you look at the sign in Bob-on Battlefield, the texture of it kind of looks like it says, Why Israel 5178. Fans believe... No, I'm just kidding. This refers to the fact that Yoshi was originally supposed to be in Super Mario 64 as a game mechanic in some levels and rideable like he was in Mario World. In the data of the level Wet Dry World, there appears to be an animation of a Yoshi egg, meaning he had to have been used at some point. However, Yoshi was most likely cut out because of hardware limitations. This one is pretty short and concise, so there isn't a lot to it. In level 3 of the original Legend of Zelda, the dungeon you're in weirdly resembles a swastika, except it's slanted. However, this is actually a symbol for good fortune in Japan, before Hitler stole it. This is a thwomp found behind a jail cell in Mario Kart 64. The crazy thing is he's green and seems unusual to a regular thwomp, so this made players speculate if there was any special way to unlock Marty as a playable racer. Unfortunately, Nintendo added this just for the looks, and he was never meant to be playable. Super Mario Bros. Was a pornographic film that was parodying Super Mario Bros. This was brought up in the 90s, and while many people seem to remember it existing, no one had a copy of this film. It got to a point where people started to think maybe it might not have even existed in the first place. That is until the Reddit user Supreme Allah said he had a CD-ROM of it and posted the picture of the CD. Only problem was he wasn't sure how to physically send the ROM to people. Eventually, it was found and able to watch. I won't go in depth with it now as it will take far too long. However, if you are interested in it, I will link a detailed video in the description down below. Kazumi Tataka is the composer of many Nintendo games, and in every game he composes, he leaves his little signature melody which sounds like this. The one you just heard comes from Mario Paint. He also has a notable one in Luigi's Mansion. And countless other, and fans are determined to find every place he has hidden his songs. There are still tons of games that he has composed where his song has not been found yet. One of these games is Wii Sports, and some people say that if you splice up the clips, you can hear the song in tennis balls being hit back and forth. Hear for yourself. In my opinion, I think it's a bit of a stretch and just a case of selective hearing where our brains trick us into hearing what we want to hear, but I digress. Ben Drowned. One of the most well-known and famous creepypastas of all time. It was also one of the first creepypastas to actually have videos going along with them. If you want to read it for yourself, I'll link it in the description, and if you don't want to, I'll give you a short plot synopsis right here. The story follows a college student who bought a used copy of Majora's Mask from a creepy old dude. Step 1 of survival. Don't buy things from creepy old dudes. He pops the cartridge in, and at first everything seems pretty normal in the game, and everything is moving smoothly, but then weird things start happening to his game. The music acts up, weird glitches happen, and this entity, which calls itself Ben, keeps appearing in the game. Our protagonist finds out that his copy of the game belonged to a kid named Ben who passed away a while ago, and like an idiot, he keeps playing the game. So, too long didn't read version is Ben haunts the game by doing weird things to the save data and starts even haunting and affecting the protagonist's real life. Hello, friends. I was wondering if at the moment you would enjoy some leisurely time away from working. My name is Wario, and I will be willing and applicable in any way of showing you that leisurely time away from stressors. The Wario apparition is a myth. It was said to be a rare glitch in a personalized AI of Super Mario 64, and if you see it on your own game, you can suffer a stroke in real life. I think it's something like that. If not, and I'm wrong, I apologize. This is a Wii version of Super Mario 64. I am honestly not sure whether this is an actual ROM or if it's just fake. If you know, tell me in the comments below. I'd greatly appreciate it. In Yoshi's story, Yoshi can turn into many colors, however purple is missing. What's weird is that there was a purple Yoshi in the early footage of the game, so it might have been scrapped for some reason. This was a Pokemon creepypasta about a bootleg version of Pokemon called Pokemon Creepy Black, where you can kill trainers and Pokemon. You can do this tactic where you leave the battle afterwards, and wherever the trainer was standing, there will be a tombstone there implying that you killed the trainer. If you're interested, you can look this up and look into it, because I'm not going to cover the whole thing. Oh man, what a surprise, it's another fake Smash leak. Geno was leaked and said to be in a Brawl DLC update, but he wasn't. That's literally it. I try to go in depth sometimes, but sometimes there's not too much to it. This is a room in Super Mario 64 that's all white except for a portrait of Bowser. This image was made by Oniplays and is 100% fake, he's even said so. That's all there is to it. I think this video sums it up pretty nicely.
Just a tiny gray room.
Yeah, it's just no point. I was like, I found this room where you can see Bowser.
There's nothing there. This is all he can do.
I made this fake fucking screenshot, and I was like, they'll all believe me now.
You thought you were real sneaky.
Yeah.
This was the name given to an alleged sequel to Super Mario 64. There was a rumor that this would be a game that would come out on the SNES and processed and patented with the chip Super FX. This game would also be a 3D platform similar to 64. However, this game never even existed in the first place. People probably got this wrong when Miyamoto said he got the idea for Mario 64 from Star Fox 64, which was made with the help of the Super FX chip. I'm not really sure why this entry is so far down, as it's pretty surface level stuff, but anyway, this actually originated from a creepypasta. The short version of this is basically the idea that every copy of Mario 64 was made and tailored for that person that the game is for. This is just a huge rabbit hole to go down that I do not have nearly enough time to cover this in one video. If you are interested, NESC Retro has an amazing video diving super deep that I will link in the description if you want to check it out. Chorus Kids is a game. Wait. Hang on. Rhythm Heaven is a game with the chorus kids in them, who are 3 drawn kids who sing songs. Simple as that. This game was not published by Nintendo, however it was licensed by Nintendo, so there were fake leaks and stuff saying that chorus kids would be in Smash 4, but they weren't. That's all. This one has been debunked, so I'll only talk about it for a brief moment, but Hey You Pikachu is a game where you can actually talk to Pikachu, and it was released by a player that weirdly got angry every time you mentioned Sony or any of their products. However, this has been proven fake, so don't lose sleep over it. This was a hoax. Bye now. Nah, I'm just kidding. A fan uploaded this 6-minute reveal trailer to something called the Nintendo On, which for something that was a hoax, it was very well done and produced. This was going to be a virtual reality headset, which considering this was back in 2005, it would have been way ahead of its time, but that's pretty much it. Just a very well made reveal trailer of a fake console that fooled a lot of people. The SS Anne is a ship that is in many Pokemon games. The protagonist is given a ticket to get on the ship, fights a bunch of Pokemon trainers, gets off the ship, and then the ship leaves to never return. So this has led everyone to wonder, where did it go? It is said in the game that the ship will return after 1 year, and this was tested by fans. However, the ship never returned, so we may never truly know where that ship ended up going. In The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, there is a place called the Swamp of Evil, dubbed the name Misery Mire, after the dungeon that is close to there. Apparently there was a rumor going around that the player has a chance of encountering an invisible enemy while in the swamp. The enemy was called the Ghost of Misery Mire, and there have been countless theories to what this could be and why it's here. Sorry to burst through that bubble, but there's like a 90% chance it's nothing other than a glitch. This was a rumor in Ocarina of Time that there was a secret desert temple. This rumor spawned off the fact that when you play the Song of Storms in a very specific spot of the haunted wastelands, causes lightning to strike in the distance, revealing a pyramid-shaped structure. However, this is all just speculation and this temple is most likely false. This is a secret room in A Link to the Past named after some guy named Chris Julian. Splash OHK. I'm just kidding. I really got to stop doing that. It was thought that one way to get into this room is to load up an existing save file, spawn in the sanctuary, and run as fast as you can to a bush that takes you to the basement. If you're fast enough, you will end up in the Chris Julian room instead of the basement. While this method is definitely harder to do, there are other methods which are a bit easier. And as for the room itself, it's just a room filled with rupees and a sign saying that this is the Chris Julian room. Who is Chris Julian? I don't know, man. There really isn't a whole lot to this one. This refers to in Pokemon, if you perform the move Splash with Magikarp, nothing will happen every single time. I think that's what it refers to, but if I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me in the comments. This refers to in Super Mario Bros. 1, there was a leaked level called the Chocolate Factory. I wouldn't even say it was a leak, but a depiction of what such a level would look like if it wasn't the game. But this originated from a game guide in the 80s saying that it certainly is real, but it's not. Cheetah Men was a game that came out on the NES and was very poorly received by the public. However, for whatever reason, they decided to make a sequel. A sequel was in production for a while until the production was cancelled and the games were lost in the early 90s. However, in 1997, 1,500 games were found in a warehouse, which made these games worth thousands of dollars. There are countless lost levels for this game, and of the levels that are in the game, they are very unfinished. This refers to a bit of a creepy Easter egg that is hidden in the Game Boy camera. If you go to the camera screen and keep selecting Run over and over again, eventually this creepy face will appear on your screen with the caption, "Who are you running from?" The more you select Run, different faces will appear from time to time, until eventually, if you do it enough, you will see this. I've known about this ever since I was a young kid, and for whatever reason, back then it really terrified me. Alright guys, so that is going to wrap it up for today's video.
Hey! Knock it off!
Yelling at my cat, sorry about that, he's trying to rip up my bed sheets. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. It really means a lot. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. You don't have to. Don't feel obligated to, but I definitely appreciate the support. It helps my channel grow. And subscribe to my Patreon if you haven't, please. It's only $2 a month. And even if you cannot pay $2 a month, email me. It will be in the description. We can work it out. I hope you guys enjoyed part 1 of this iceberg. I know I really enjoyed researching it and making it and just finding out about all these little things that I didn't really know about. So part 2 will be up. I don't even know when. To be honest, I can't even tell you guys when. I'm hoping it will be up at least by the end of August. But yes, part 2 will be up in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, if you click right over here somewhere in the place, there should be a end card that will take you to one of my most recent songs I just released on the 6th of August. And another end card that will take you to another video which I don't know yet. So how about that? You all have a great day. Take care. Bye now.